You have a tool that you use every single day to build the world around you, and you might not even realize it. What is it? It's your words. In this explainer, we're going to break down a simple but really powerful shift in how you talk that can literally take you from feeling trapped by problems to being the one who architects the solutions.
Let that sink in for a second. This one sentence from our source material is the key to everything we're about to talk about. It's not just some nice-sounding quote, it's a framework. It shows us there are two very different ways to communicate, one that high achievers use and another that, well, leads somewhere else entirely.
So to really get a handle on this idea, we've got to dissect it, right? We're going to start by looking at the default setting for so many of us, the kind of language that, according to our source, can really hold you back. Let's take a walk into the world of problem-focused thinking. Our source talks about this really common pattern. It's like a gravitational pull toward complaining and negativity. You know what I mean? It's that knee-jerk reaction when something goes wrong. You immediately start replaying what's broken, what's unfair, what's so frustrating. Be honest, how often does that become the main story of your day? This brings us to the first mindset, and the source is pretty blunt about it, calling it the language of the average. It's basically a worldview where all you can see are obstacles, and the words you use become the soundtrack to that struggle.
And look at how this thing feeds itself. Complaining is the spark, talking negative is the fuel, and dwelling on the problems, that's the fire that just eats up all your focus. It becomes this self-fulfilling loop where your own words are building the prison walls around you, making it impossible to see a way out.
Now here's the crucial thing to understand. This isn't about ignoring problems. No way. It's about refusing to let the problem completely take over the conversation. In this mindset, all your resources, I'm talking your energy, your focus, your words, they all get sucked into this black hole of the obstacle itself.
So, here's the pivot. If that's the trap, then what's the key to the lock? If that's the language of the average, then what do the greats sound like? This one question is our launchpad, moving us out of the quicksand of the problem and onto the solid ground of the solution.
Okay, let's flip the coin and look at the alternative. This is the language of progress, of action, of what could be. And just to be clear, this isn't about toxic positivity or pretending reality doesn't exist. It's about a very deliberate, very powerful shift in where you point your attention.
Our source is crystal clear. The greats talk solutions. When they hit a wall, they don't just stand there describing the bricks and the mortar. Nope, they start talking about ladders or tunnels or maybe even dynamite. Their words become blueprints for what to do next, not just autopsy reports on what went wrong.
So, what does talking solutions actually look like in practice? It's basically a three-step dance. First, you lock in on the goal. What do we want to happen? Second, you kickstart the conversation with action words. What if we did this? How can we make that happen? And third, you execute. The language is all about moving forward. It's about creating momentum. All right, so we've looked at both mindsets. Now let's put them side by side. This is where the difference becomes so incredibly obvious. This is about that tiny decision with huge consequences that we all face in conversations every single day.
I mean, just look at this. On the left, you've got an anchor to the past, always stuck on what's broken. It's a total energy vampire. But on the right, you have a compass pointing to the future, a focus on what you can build. Over here, a roadblock isn't a dead end. It's just raw material you can use to build a new path. This isn't just about choosing different words. It's the difference between being stuck and moving forward. And it really all boils down to this. One single moment. One choice. The next time you're facing a challenge, right before you open your mouth, you get to decide. Are your words going to be an echo of the problem, or are they going to be the first brick in the solution?
So why should you even care about any of this? Because this isn't some abstract theory. It's a superpower you can literally start using right now. The reality you live in is a direct result of your focus. And guess what? Your words are the remote control for that focus.
This is the absolute core of it. Your words act like an amplifier. If you point them at problems, your world is going to sound like a mess of issues. But if you point them at solutions, you'll start to hear the music of possibility. You're the conductor of your own mental orchestra.
So here's the thought I want to leave you with. Every single word you say is a choice. Are you using it to dig a deeper hole, or are you laying a new foundation? The tools are right there in your hands. For the rest of the day, just try to notice. Notice your words, and then ask yourself a simple question. What am I building?